walk around the neighborhood and let me wash these trucks, and I saw cars too, but I thought I could get more for washing the truck. So I would ask the neighbor, hey, I'll wash your truck. If you don't like it, you don't have to pay me. But if you like it, it's 20 bucks. True story. So I started doing the math in my head. I wanted a pair of Jordans. At the time, they were 160 bucks, the Jordans. I mean, that was like a lot of money back then. Now I got fucking Jordans in my house that I'm like, I haven't even worn them because I don't want to wear them. They're worth too much now. So, true. But I decided in my mind that I'm like, I want to have more. So I remember I started doing that, and then I was like, how do I make more? So on the weekends, instead of going out watching cartoons or hanging out with friends or doing some kind of bullshit, I decided that I wanted to work. So I said, how many cars can I do in an hour in order to make some money and put it in my pocket? Why? Because I wanted to start buying the cool jeans. I wanted to start buying. So my motivation was that I wanted to have those things, those material things. That became my rocket fuel. And then I wanted to be the cool kid. Well, one day, I'll never forget, it was on a Valentine's. I was a freshman. I was going to Monrovia High. And one morning, I was already going to these teen parties, by the way. I fell in love with the entertainment at a very young age. I was going to this nightclub in Pasadena called Maryland's Backstreet. It was a teen club. And I remember one day coming from school, and there was a Lamborghini parked in front of my house. Just doors are popped up. I see a guy in there, and they're working on this car. And I'm like, so I'm not afraid. I'm a very open kid, and I walk up to the guy, and I said, hey man, cool car, right? I'm just trying to be cool about it. And I said, what do you guys do? The guy said, oh, we're promoters. I'm thinking promoters. I'm like, yeah, well, we promote the hottest clubs or some of the clubs in Hollywood. And I'm like, cool. I'm like, all right. So, trying to spark up more conversation, trying to find an association with them. Well, I kicked it off with one of the guys. His name was Martin, Latino. Kicked it off with me. That evening, he asked, while we were talking, he hits me up. He goes, hey, kid. He goes, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, fuck, what are you doing? I'm doing homework. I'm at home. It's, I'm 15 years old, 16 years old. He said, you want to go to a club? I'm like, are you like serious? He says, yeah. He goes, I'm like, well, fuck, I don't even have an ID. He goes, don't worry about it. We're the promoters. We'll roll. Guys had a Lamborghini. It's two guys. I'm thinking, well, the next question is, well, fuck, there's 2 seats and there's 3 of us. How are we going to go? Well, I didn't think anything weird because we got a cool, I got a good vibe off the guys. Guys like, hey, come on in. I kind of felt that they saw me like this little brother kind of already. They had that vibe. So at 16 years old, we're driving down in the Lamborghini Countach. That's the old school models. Countach, down LA, and we get to this club called Red Onions. Red Onions, they're not around anymore, but they used to be these clubs, restaurant clubs. Literally pull up, park in the front, velvet ropes. They don't even card me. Walk in. I remember walking into this nightclub, hearing the music, and I remember hearing, and you guys are probably too young, but you might know the groups. They're old school groups. The DJ for Cypress Hill was in the main room, and the DJ for Naughty by Nature was in the second room. Guys, they weren't even famous yet. These guys they're just coming up. So first time I had a Long Island off the fucking hook, and that's another story. So I'm gonna fast forward because I got a plane to catch tonight, by the way, and I told my guys here that I wanted to. This was very important to me. Why it's important to me is because I see so much young talent and future millionaires here, and I mean that from my heart. I see you guys in me when I was your age. So I'm gonna fast forward because I know that we're gonna get to see each other more. Fast forward, I get into the promotion world, start passing out flyers on the streets, passing out flyers in nightclubs, hitting up cars, guerrilla marketing. That's how I learned my street skills, my hustle. I knew that in order to be number one, you gotta hustle, you gotta work your ass off, you gotta put all the bullshit aside in order if you really want to make it happen. There's a lot of talk. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, everybody wants to have this, and I call them wantrepreneurs, not entrepreneurs. Okay? There's people that they talk about wanting to make it, but when it comes to doing the work, they'd rather go get high, they'd rather sleep in. It's real talk, guys. I smell it in here, it's all good. I don't judge. I don't judge. Trust me, guys. If you guys want to learn about me, you can read about it in my book. I got 2 books that I published. You can't out-party me. You can't out-drink me. You can't outdo me. I've been there, done it at a young age. So fast forward, 25, I make my first $1 million. So I hope that in this group right here, anybody, I'm sure that no one's over 25 yet. I'm probably the oldest one in here. I want to challenge you guys, and I challenged Steven back there, which my dog over there, my sniper. I challenged him, hey, I want someone in here to beat my record, become a millionaire before they're 25. 25, I made my first million. I was already up here in the Bay Area. I was running a nightclub. You guys, I don't know if you guys know it. I'm gonna age myself. City Nights in San Francisco. So back when I moved up here in 1996, within 6 months, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to run the scene in the Bay Area. There was no Latino promoter in the Bay Area like me. I came in, I thought I was a fucking shit. I was a rebel without a cause. I was wearing my Harley boots, my ripped jeans, my white t-shirts, and I just thought I was the shit. I thought my shit didn't stink. Well, I got the opportunity. While I was doing that, I got accepted to 2 schools, San Francisco State and San Jose State. I decided, and I wanted to go to San Francisco State. Why? Because they had an impacted program for hospitality. I didn't get accepted, so I said, fuck it, whatever. I'm gonna go to San Jose, because San Jose reminded me of LA. It was like a little LA. So I I leave San Francisco, and there's a nightclub that was down here. It's I live in the high rise. It's a glass building. It's called the Tropicana. I took over that nightclub, started running it. There was 6 other nightclubs downtown. Where all these high rises are at, there used to be nightclubs. So a gentleman by the name of Harry Evans took me under his wing and decided that I'd be the next entertainment director of the company. Now, mind you, never had a job in my life. I've always been an entrepreneur. I'm going to my first year at San Jose State. I'm driving an $80,000 SUV, off the hook. My boy's the founder of Dub Magazine. I don't know if you guys know Dub Magazine. You guys might be too young. But Dub Magazine was the hottest shit. It was where they collaborated artists with cars. Now he owns a company called TIS, which is 30 inch strong. Anyways, moving right along, I made my first million at 25. At 28, multi-millionaire. At the time, the hottest Ferrari was a 360 Spider, red on tan. I had one. I was balling. I had a nightclub. Now it's a Spearmint Rhino. If you guys are from San Jose, it's a strip club now. That used to be my nightclub. So then I realized that I wanted more, not just the nightlife. I started getting into real estate, diversifying. I talked about my lanes. I have 5 lanes. We came up with the 5th lane thanks to Ricky. His idea, I talked about, I have my staffing business, which is, at one point I can have up to 1,000 people working throughout the state of California. I have another staffing business that we're working on where we're focusing on, they call it, and it's interesting because I found it offensive, but I flipped it. Trimmigrants. It's in the cannabis world, so they bring in these immigrants to trim all the cannabis, and I started a company called Harvix, stands for Harvest Exchange. So interesting, when I see Forex, I'm like, shit, I'm on the same. This stuff is all calling my path. So crazy part. So I asked my lane 1 if I had a chart. Some of you guys have witnessed have got the privilege to see my presentation. Lane number 1, that lane right now is probably worth about 150 to 200 million dollars for me. Wow. Now I share that not to impress. I just want to share because it's not. That's still not enough. I still want more. We're gonna go back to 25 made my first million. 28 multi-millionaire. At 32, guys, I lost it all. In 2008, there was a big crash. This is when this gentleman over here. Everyone talks about Bitcoin. That's when Bitcoin started. It's vision, right? So, 2008, I lose everything. I go homeless for 2 years. True story. I'm living in my car. I'm couch surfing, but nobody knows it. Nobody knows that I'm going through that kind of craziness in my life. But I know that I gotta do more. I gotta break out of this. No one can take what's up here. Just like you guys are all learning right now. No one can take that away from you. So if you lost it all tomorrow, as long as you keep your mind strong, your mindset on the right path, and you listen to leaders that are here, they're not trying to sell you shit. You don't have to join if you don't have to be a part of it. Just at least get something out of it. Learn, educate yourself. Why? Because that's powerful. The experiences that we all bring to the table is very powerful for us because you're learning from our experiences, our mistakes. So I lose everything. I get an opportunity. In 2014, I ran into one of my friends that I've known for many years. 2014, I launched my first company, California Labor Exchange. Now going from broke and nothing to the point where I had a Ferrari, saw my Ferrari get repoed, I saw my Humvee truck get repoed, I saw my motorcycles get repoed. I was so crazy, guys, I had a fish tank probably half the size of this wall 350-gallon saltwater fish tank with a baby shark. So I thought I was Scarface, man. I was like, it was crazy shit, true story. So I lost it all, guys. So because in my mind, I thought it was forever. And nothing is forever, guys. I promise you that. Nothing is forever. So you gotta always be able to continue to educate yourself and be able to ready to pivot. So what happens? 2014, I get my opportunity. First year, I made $4 million in staffing. Second year, I made $8 million. And by 2019, I had already hit $100 million. So I know what it's like to play with big money. $100 million is not small money. It takes a lot of responsibility. It takes a lot of dedication. I also know what it's like to get fucked. And I want to be very raw with you guys because I want you guys to understand and feel it. When you don't take care of your business the way you should, lawyer up, make sure that you dot the I, cross your T's, make sure you pay attention to the details. I know what it's like to have your best friend and your partner take it from you. Take it from you to where the next day you have zero. But because I have relationships, because I have a network, they talk about network, your network, your net worth is your network, or your network is your net worth. Either way it works, it's the truth. The more people that you can touch, the more people that you can expand and get to learn and get to meet is what your network will be. So I have a theory. You want to cast your net as far and wide as you possibly can so that when that day comes and you have to pull it in, you'll know who the real players are on your team, and at the same time you'll be able to, to get yourself out of a mess. So I'm gonna wrap it up soon because I gotta get out of here. 2019, just 3 years ago, fucking I get fired and kicked out of my own company that I'm the founder and president of my own company. I said, okay, you guys want to take the keys to this Ferrari here? I promise you that within 6 months you guys are gonna crash this sucker, because if you don't know how to use it and drive it or respect it, just like money, if you don't respect the money, just as quick as you think you made it, you're gonna lose it. So there's no such thing as quick money. It takes hard work, dedication, and focus in order to make that. So I appreciate, one of the reasons why I'm here is because when I saw the young entrepreneurs that came into the office, when Ricky said, hey, I got this crew coming in, I said, what the fuck is in here? I got all these kids, I call them kids, I'm 45, guys, so I'm like, what are all these kids doing in my office? It's like, what the hell? It's like I felt like it was a daycare, but no. When I had to walk into my boardroom, you guys, and what I did was we flipped the script now. Now, in order to go downstairs into the office, you got to be a closer. This is the boiler room here. This is where we're going to create that energy and that frequency that we need in order to make things happen. And if you want to close and go downstairs into the office, into one of the suites, you got to be a closer. And a closer just means that you got to be able to get business going. You got to be able to, to really follow the process in order to be that person that you want to be. So, moving forward, 2019, I'm working on my first book called Smoke and Mirrors. I brought a couple copies up here. I'm published on Amazon. You can pick up the book. There's a copy of it. I started speaking with, I don't know, do you guys know who Oprah is? Anybody? All right. So I kick it with her man, so Mr. Winfrey. I got the opportunity to meet him, and I got to start doing speaking engagements. We started teeing a lot of great things up. Even while I'm dealing with all the nonsense, I've lost everything. Nobody knows again. I'm going through another cycle in my life, right? Again, nothing is forever. So I've already talked about my first lane, which is my staffing and my real estate developments. In the next 3 years, I got $500 million worth of construction developments lined up. So I'm already tied up for the next 3 years worth of business, just because I got my hustle on. I got my laser focus. I'm working the gentleman down at the Julian, right there at the end. I decided that I'm going to bring him on as a mentor. Why? His father and I work together. His father's a very influential gentleman. You guys ever want to, when we are going to do this, I promised you, I'm going to take you guys to a $10 million home. We're going to have a session inside of a $10 million home up in the hills. Wow. And that's going to show you guys what it's like to be in a $10 million home, that the minute you walk in, the floors start to light up. It's a smart house, crazy ass stuff. He's not got only one $10 million home, he's got nine $10 million homes on the plate right now. One of them is right near Stephen Curry's house up in Atherton. And that house is gonna go for $30 million. So the fact is, you gotta associate yourself with people too, of like mind. If you wanna be a millionaire, you hang around with millionaires. You wanna be a broke ass, go hang around with broke asses. whatever. I don't care. Just don't bring that shit in here because we don't need it. Period. That's just the way it is. I think some of the guys have caught my personality already. I'm very straightforward. You guys want to up your game? Take a look in the mirror and tell yourself, is that really my game or can I do better? That's your decision, not mine. I don't judge anybody. You'd be surprised. Some of these guys are wearing some pretty badass tennis shoes right here. They're worth a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So that's my second lane. My third lane is I have downstairs. If you guys get a chance, don't hang around too long, but you guys can go downstairs check it out because it's in beta right now. We created a punching bag. I don't know if you guys have seen probably on Instagram the punch bag, the champ bag or fight camp, whatever the fuck it's called. We're the competitor to them. We founded a bag and we have a beta gym that we're building downstairs. That company alone will probably take me to, I don't know, 50 to 100 million dollars. So now I got 200 million, 500 million, 200 million. My goal by 2025, I should have been there in 2020, but by 2025 is to be in the Billionaires Club. So I don't know how many people have been around, guys that have made that kind of money. But in order to get there, and thank you guys, I appreciate it, that it feels good, but I'm not done there. I'm not done. I want more because why? It's not the numbers of zeros behind my name doesn't matter. It's what I can do with it. It's to make an impact in this world. It's to help guide people like you and others within our community and people that want to learn. What good does it do if I just keep it all to myself? It does no good. So for us, it's about giving back. Thank you. So with that said, I have a media company called Latin Live. You can look it up. And then my fifth lane, which I started to explore, how did I get into that? January 6th, my appendix burst. Fucking literally burst to the point where I almost died. I started turning yellow. Got sent to the hospital. The hospital took 3 hours just to check me in. I'm laying there dying, literally dying, and the doctors, they're trying to figure out how to take me to another hospital, how to take me on a helicopter to another hospital because there's no beds. Doctor comes back down within 10, 15 minutes. He said, son, it's true. He said, son, he goes, I don't know, but God must be looking over you right now. He goes, a bed just became available. He goes, we got to take you up to surgery right away. A couple hours later, I found myself, I was in the recovery appendix. So I'm watching on, while I'm laying down watching TV because I don't watch TV, on Prime, there's look it up, it's called the Billionaires Craze. And they start talking about yachts, super yachts, and super homes and all kinds of crazy stuff. And that caught my attention. The guy said, they asked the guy an important question. He goes, how did you come back? How did you recover? He says, I got involved in cryptocurrency. I got involved in Forex and stocks.
Wow.
And I told myself, I'm like, holy shit, I got all these different lanes and I don't have this. So I said to him, I made a decision, I committed to my decision and I executed and I started to learn about it. So I made it my fifth lane. So I got 5 lanes of income. You guys are gonna probably hear this. You gotta have multiple forms of income, not just one. So here you got 3. You have crypto, you have Forex, and you have stocks. And I think you have more lanes that you can do. So I got 5 lanes that I'm working on. For me, the 5th lane all of a sudden has become important, not because of the money part. Because I don't want to say I don't need it. You want to respect money, just like you want to respect yourself, and you just want to the words that come out of your mouth. Words are powerful. I found out that for me it was more to see all of you guys in here. For me to invest my time to be here with you guys, it's valuable to me. That I get satisfaction of being here. My assistant is here in the back. She's gonna drive. We're driving to San Francisco. I have a flight to Miami. I'm doing an overnight. So at 9:30 in the morning, I'll be waking up on the beach while you guys are waking up or doing your sessions. I'll be kicking it on the white sand beach with a rum and coke and then maybe a Cuban cigar. So, anyways, but it was important for me to be here. Why? Because I see all of you. I see all of you guys in me, and that's off the hook. I think that you guys are all on the right path if you stay consistent. You self-motivate yourself, and you really decide that this might be something for you. If it's not this, something else. And whatever you do in life, focus and give it your best. Why? Because that's the only way you're going to be successful at anything that you do in your life. You got to be consistent with everything that you do. So, guys,